che passa né?
Non lo fai, non
Ci sono state niente. Ma io vengo giù qua dentro.
ha?
Non più mai niente.
Quando lo ya dosen kamu dosen kamu sekolah no saya coba lah mana mau ikut minta
Hare Krishna. So, on behalf of the family members of Annan Boysie, we would like to welcome each and every one of you this afternoon as we gather to perform the final rites for this brother, friend, son, uncle. So it's a very sad occasion when we have to say goodbye to loved ones, but this is inevitable. We all have to leave at some point. So I would like to now invite one of our senior members of the Hare Krishna movement here in Trinidad and Tobago to begin the evening's proceedings with invocation prayer, and he will also share a few words, thoughts on this occasion. So I now invite His Grace Rajarishi Prabhu to, first of all, we're going to pray and he's going to say a few words. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. On these occasions, we reflect on the message or the words of the Supreme Lord in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita literally means the Song of God. It's the manual for human life. So it describes our existence. The first lesson teaches a difference between this physical body that we see in the mirror and the self. The Lord's words, He says, never was there a time when I did not exist nor you. Meaning we are without beginning and without end. So what is going on? Dehinosmin yatha dehi kumaram yauvanam chara. This soul that is eternal is passing through this body from childhood to youth to old age. And then the tat dehantara prapti, then the soul passes into another body at death. So what is this life? It's just like a dot on an infinite line. If you have an infinite line, this life, whether it's 50, 60, 100 years, it's just a tiny dot. In other words, the eternal soul have had millions of bodies. So when we have this rare human form with developed intellect, it's an opportunity for us to understand, who am I? Where have I come from? Why am I here? What is the purpose of this life? What happens after death? What am I supposed to do with life? So, what we experience, this reality of birth, disease, old age, and death, the Lord says in the Gita, these are the real problems of this world. People may make a problem out of so many other things. But when we want to know what is the real problem, one, no one wants it. Two, everybody gets it. And three, no one can avoid it. That's what the Lord says. Janma mrityu jara vyadi, this birth, death, old age, and disease. He says, dukha dosh anudarshana. Anudarshana means we should minutely, we should scrutinizingly try to understand why we undergo these miseries. Of course, there's another category, threefold miseries. Miseries caused by our body and mind. Miseries caused by other living beings. and miseries caused by nature, natural disturbances. These threefold miseries are built in this world to indicate to us we are in the wrong place. Therefore, the Veda's message to us, Asatoma Sadgama. This world is asat, temporary. Sadgama, we go to the Sat, or the Sanatan Dham. Mrityurma, this world is described as an ocean of birth and death. It's a repeated cycle, birth and death. So, Mrityurma, Amritam Gamaya, give up this world of death and go to that world of immortality. That's the purpose of the human form of life. So there is the ideal, the prescribed method in the Vedas. From the very beginning of life, we're supposed to begin the preparation. Brahmachari Gurukule. When education begins, we're supposed to start the preparation. Perhaps many of the persons here don't know that Annan had a very fortunate beginning. Gurukul education. Himself, Ravi, his brother, Vedanta, they were students in Gurukul when they were small. So he had that privilege of being exposed to spiritual understanding. So the Lord says in the Gita, Nihadi Kramanashosti Pratyavayino Vidite. Whatever we do in this life, there's no loss of diminution. We all have an eternal relationship with God, the Supreme. We are forgetful now, and this is an opportunity to reconnect with the Lord. And whatever we do in that relation, it's never lost. So we're saying Annan had a very fortunate beginning, and we can assure everyone that the Lord has a plan for those who engage like that, how they will continue their service to Him. So while it is a sad occasion, His departure, we know that He has some very great credit to continue with. Thank you very much. Praise.
Thank you very much, Rajarishi Prabhu. So, Annan was an EMT, which is emergency medical technician. So that was his means of livelihood. And we're very happy to have with us his boss, the ambulance manager, Mr. Hiron Grant. So, Mr. Grant will say a few words now. Mr. Grant?
Good afternoon to everyone. Bringing greetings and condolences on behalf of Amalgamated Security Services Limited and the Archangel Ambulance Division, of which Annan was a part, or Boysie as we call him. Nobody called him Annan as far as I know. We called him Boysie. I was taken in the welcome with the musicians, and something struck me about Annan, and it was that Boysie, and I'm sure my colleagues will agree with me, Boysie danced to the beat of a different drum. But the problem was that drum kept changing. So some days it would be tabla, some days it would be bongo, whatever it was, but he was different. And one of the things we remember about him, he was extremely knowledgeable. Anything you wanted to know in terms of emergency care, Annan, you went to Annan, and Annan had it, verse, chapter, everything that you required. The other thing I remember about him, because when I joined the company, he was already there. He left and came back a few times. He was two kinds of warrior. Warrior with the A, meaning that he had a fighting spirit, and warrior with an O, meaning that he always used to worry. If you wanted to have a meeting with Annan, you have to tell him about 5 minutes before the meeting. If you make the mistake on Monday and you tell Annan, say, Annan, I need to see you on Tuesday. Your phone is going to ring now, he wants to know what it is he did, if everything okay, and so on. So he learned that if you want to talk to him 12 o'clock, you talk to him about 11:30 before he had a chance to worry. This death touched us deeply because he came from work. He was on his way home from work. And our imagination of that scene, if he had asked us to guess, would be Annan applying CPR to somebody who drowned, not Annan drowning. That's how we expected him, if he was to participate in such a scene, that he would be saving a life. Unfortunately, that's not the way it happened. We felt it. We were all very close to him. I'm not going to lie, we quarreled a lot, but we were close. And I really, really hope that we get some more people like Annan in terms of that knowledge, that wisdom. We didn't agree on a lot of things. I won't go into the details here, right? But Annan was one of us. And we are extremely, extremely sorry to see him depart from our company. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brandt. As we move along, we would like to invite Sensei Santa. So Sensei Santa was the karate teacher of Annan, and I'm told that he was not only the karate teacher, but he gave him some very inspirational I'm sorry, I don't know who is Sensei Santa, but I'm told that he's not here yet. So we will move on, and when Sensei Santa does come, if we have the time, we will of course allow him to speak. So at this time, I would like to invite friends, well-wishers, if you wish to say a few words goodbye to Annan. The floor is open, so you can indicate. I know, okay, I see one hand. You may, yes, you can come. So you can use this microphone, introduce yourself.
of Commerce. I'm the health and safety manager for Trinidad Offshore Fabricators, and Annan worked for us. I heard mention that Annan was an EMT. Annan was much more than just an EMT. Annan had his degree in computer repair and maintenance. Annan had his level 3 NEBOSH, and Annan was also an EMT. When I think about HSE professionals in this industry, they don't have that kind of qualification. I remember the day when Annan had an interview to do with us, as his ex-boss would have said, his ex-boss would have said that, you know, when you have to have a meeting with Annan, you need to let him know in advance. I met Annan before the interview, and he was so interesting, and he was so intelligent. And in the interview, like everything just was misfiring during the interview process. So we had to give Annan a couple minutes and let him just put his thoughts together. And Annan was able to score the highest points in that interview. And that is HSE professionals in general, because it was an ad that was put out and Annan was successful. We sent Annan on a rig to work. But before we did that, we had to submit, that was the gorilla rig, we had to submit resumes of all the HSE personnel that we would be sending. Annan's resume stood out. We got a call from the HSE manager from South Africa. Because of Annan's degree in computer repair and maintenance, they wanted to know who was this individual. Annan became our family friend. My sister is sitting to the back there. Anytime Annan get a chance, Annan would visit my parents. I don't live at home. My sister don't live at home. Annan would stop and visit my mom and my dad. And the week before Annan passed, Annan visited my parents. He hugged my mom, and I didn't even know this. He hugged my mom, my dad, my niece, my sister. He greeted everybody. We loved Annan. Truly, genuinely loved Annan. We wouldn't always agree. Definitely wouldn't always agree. But Ravi, one thing I need to tell you, he was very proud of you. Very, very proud. Anything was call Ravi. Talk to Ravi. Lincoln, you was talk to Lincoln. Pineapple Lincoln. He was proud. Annan was very knowledgeable when it comes to health and safety and emergency response. You're quite right. Sometimes Annan would sit with that book and he would review it, and then he would come and tell you information you even asked him because he just learned it. And he wanted you to know that he knows. Annan would always share how far he has come. And I want to say, Annan, we were always proud of you. Always. I do not have a degree in computer maintenance and service. I don't even know where to start. Annan did it. Annan would sit in school on evenings. Annan has biology, maths. After work, he would go and sit down in evening classes. He's tired because Annan wanted to make sure that he had what it took to make it in this life. Sometimes he's frustrated, sometimes he's upset, but Annan is in that class and he's calling you 100 times if he doesn't understand something. Annan had purpose. Annan was driven. We may not always see it, but I can tell you, Annan knew what he wanted. And that day, Annan wanted to get home. Annan was tired. And I think about it, my sister called me and when she initially told me, she said, call Ravi and see if this is true. And I started to shake immediately. And I just replay everything in my head and I said, how many of us don't take chances every single day? How many of us try to, we do our risk assessment in our head and we quantify the risk and we say we can make it. Some of us do. But every single day we assess the risk. Unfortunately, Annan didn't do a proper risk assessment. And as a result, he was the fatality. But I just want all of us to be aware that we do make mental risk assessments every single day. And we do take chances. Fortunately for us, we survive. But I don't want nobody to take it for granted that that chance Annan took that we would not have taken it. Because we have taken worse. We're driving on our cell phones. Thousands of people die daily with that. We put on makeup while we're in our phones, while we're driving. We do a lot of things that you risk a high, and we get away with it, and we're here today. Who was there to save Annan? Annan would have saved so many people during his course as an EMT, as an agency professional. Annan, you'll never be forgotten. Your brothers are proud of you. I know my sister is very proud of you. My family are proud of you. You'll never be forgotten. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for those kind words and reflections. So, Mother Jairadi.
I'm going to speak from a sister's point of view. I don't want to speak it because I can't see this. It breaks my heart because we grew up together, you know. Rather than videoing myself with the group colleagues. We laughed on the playground. Made fun. Well, that was my brother I grew up with. And Vinny is my brother. This is my brother. And we ate for shadow together. We would make fun of everything. And I don't believe it. And I feel like this is the first time one of my brother, one of my close person left. Because we spent so much days together locally. And we had some really difficult times together. That's what's hurting me most, because to hear that she stood here to say that Annan did so many different things. I can tell you that I'm proud of him because we came from nothing. We came from nothing, nothing for him to get where he was at is because he worked really hard. We came from very simple and humble backgrounds. Yes, Ravi, and I'm so proud of Ravi too because he's always held his family together. His strength. And I'm proud of you as my brother. And I'm sorry for your loss, it's mine as well. Because just a few weeks ago I asked for him. I was like, where is he? I do hope that you reach somewhere. And that you can tell stories because I know next life is somehow or the other we always will be together. Because we only need people that we've spent our time with in this life and the next one.
see a hand up. Yes, you may come.
Hare Krishna. So when I joined the movement, the Hare Krishna movement, Annan and Ravi also, they joined around that same time. More or less I was young, I was 15 years old, 16. And we had a good opportunity to join the society and make spiritual advancement to our lives in worship. As Rashi Prabhu was saying, this is the prime time. This is the scripture said that Kumar Archat Pratya Dharma Bhagavadaniha. From the age, from the youthful age, one should engage in devotional life. And this way they would prepare themselves for this time, for that moment when they would leave this world. So, as Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, there is no loss or diminution on this path. Niha Vikrama Nashvasti Pratibhaino Vididi Swalopapiyasya Dharmasya Rayate Manatuvaya. That Neha Vikrama Nashvasti. There is no loss or diminution, and it can free one from the greatest type of fear. And according to the Vedic knowledge, is that the greatest fear is death. Actually, everyone is fearful of death. So, Lord Krishna assures us in Bhagavad Gita that if he remembers me, Krishna says, Antakali Chamameva Smarana Mukra Kalevaram Ya Prayati Saman Bhagam Yati Nahastri Atra Samshaya. Antakal, at the time of death, at that moment, if one were to remember me, thinking of me, I will come for that person. Tesamaham Samudarta Mrityu Samsara Sagara. Mrityu Samsara, the cycle of birth and death, the world of suffering, birth, disease, old age, and death, and so many different types of suffering as being explained by Ranchiko Bullion. This is the world of suffering. And if we were to connect and establish our relationship with the Lord, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, He will come for us at that time, and He will save us at that time. And a little advancement on this path of devotional life to inculcate spiritual values and make advancement in spiritual life, that will help us at the time of death. And death will come at any point in time, so we always have to be prepared. No one knows when death will come. So the human form of life is meant to prepare us for that time when we would leave this world. So as Anand friends were saying such nice things about how he lived in such a good way. And the Lord will not forget that also. The Lord said, I know no one but my devotee, and my devotee knows no one but me. I am in the heart of my devotee, and the devotee is in my heart. So, while we live our lives, sometimes we may not remember the Lord. But if we give our lives for the Lord will remember us at that time. In the most difficult time, the Lord will remember us. So we will hope that something was working out, and is always working out. Because the Lord says, Ye yatamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyamam. As one surrenders to me, I reward him accordingly. And as his friends were saying, that they will never forget him. And this is the world of forgetfulness. Everyone forgets. And everyone will forget. But there is a system. The Lord has a system in place where he doesn't fail. And everything is calculated and tabulated and is efficiently rolled out, as we would say, in a very unique way. hands of the Lord. And while we live in this world and we will live with the hands of the Lord in our lives, somehow or the other, we will see His guidance every day, every moment. And this is the meaning to the human form of life. For one who has gotten this human form of life, it is a great auspicious opportunity to engage in devotional life and to realize God. And it is said that in his next life, he will start again. He will start again from that point. So, because Lord Krishna asked Arjuna asked Lord Krishna that in Bhagavad Gita, if one does not finish on the path of devotional life, would he be like a riven cloud blown in the sky into nothingness? Lord Krishna said, no. For one who does good is never overcome by evil. For one who does good is never overcome by evil. So, far less for one who engages in devotional life. The Lord will be ready there to guide and protect. So, with the little time that I had when Annan was in temple and lived in Trinidad, I didn't see him for a long time, so I happened to be here now, and I heard what took place, so I came by to lend my support to my brother. Ravi was there in temple also. We always had a nice time, and thank you all for this opportunity. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. So, last call, if anyone else would like to say a few words before we move on to the rites, the final rites. So I would now like to invite His Grace Damodar Prabhu, who will be performing final rites, and invite the devotees to have kirtan while the puja is going on.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna. So we would like to invite anyone who would like to offer flowers or mala, you can come forward and offer the flowers at this point in time. So everyone is invited. If you would like to come and offer flowers or mala, you can come at this time.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you all, devotees, for Kirtan. At this point, we would like to invite Mindy. Mindy is the wife of Ravi, as most of you will know him. And Mindy will be doing the eulogy this afternoon. So we would like to invite Mindy to the microphone. Hare Krishna.
Pleasant good evening. My sincerest gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to be with us today. We are gathered here today not to mourn, but to celebrate the life of Annan Boysie. Annan was born on the 23rd of April, 1982, and was taken from us too soon on the 25th of August, 2022. There is so much that had happened between those two dates, and there is simply no way I could possibly reiterate the life Annan led in a simple speech. But I am going to try my very best. Annan was born to Krishan Boysie and Sandra Ramcharan. He was the second of 3 siblings and lived in Monkeytown, Barraco. Growing up in Monkeytown was wonderful until their parents separated. This was the biggest turning point in Ravi, Annan, and Dinesh's life. And where their struggles began. They were taken care of and lived by many different people until Ravi and Annan settled at the Hare Krishna temple in Delhi, and Dinesh was taken in by relatives. Temple life gave them stability and comfort of a home, but it was not perfect. However, the environment gave them the good fortune to perform loving service to Sri Krishna that molded them to be who they are today. Thank you to Krishna Kripa Prabhu and Mother Radhe and the entire ISKCON community for taking care of Annan and Ravi. The reason I'm so emotional because Annan and Ravi's story is very sad. The in detail stories that Ravi would tell me, I would never wish anyone in this audience to go through this in any life, any birth that they come into this world. At the age of 16, he wasn't academically inclined. So this is where he began altar classes and paying someone to teach him to read. With that start, a positive mindset and determination, he was able to acquire 5 CXC passes. He moved on to getting certified in computer maintenance and repairs, health and safety, and emergency medical services, where he specialized in and worked at amalgamated ambulance services. Pausing for a moment. Annan had a friend by the name of Roberta, who was very instrumental in Annan's academic achievements. Annan and Roberta, from what I was told, would sign up for the same classes where she would be the one who would take all the notes, and they would study together and get certified together. Roberta and her sister Crystal helped Annan got his first safety officer Sensei Santa, who was also very instrumental in Annan's life. He loved playing video games, hanging out with friends and family, and studying. He was very pleasant, friendly, respectable, stubborn, and boy does he love a good debate to argue his point. Ravi and Annan would always be at it over the phone. There is so much to say about Annan and about the people who made an impact on his life. This paper, pen, and time is not enough to tell you about about his life story. I have told Ravi on many occasions for him to write a book about their life story, because their story is one that should be heard. Ravi and Annan were not just brothers, but best friends and inseparable. They had many adventures together that no parents would allow their kids to do. When Ravi think about their childhood together, he would get this frightening feeling in the pit of his stomach, because he's the kind of crazy, near-death experiences and adventures that they would have been on alone. Just to go down memory lane, Ravi and Annan were living in Laramie. They decided to go fishing in the back of Dan's Steel somewhere. They gathered their castor line, sea cockroach, and 2 plastic oil cans. Without adult supervision, they took a half-hour hike to the sea, crossed the water, and took their position on a rock and began to fish. And guess what? They might catch nothing. When it was time to leave, the tide was high. So Ravi said they used their water can and start paddling out. They got into some difficulties, but they made it out alive, thank God. Ravi and Annan would sit and say, let's talk. Ravi would say, feud, and Annan would say, yeah. They would talk about when they get big, they would become astronauts to go to the moon, break a piece of it, and eat it with salt and pepper. They would ask God for a sword to kill everyone who had treated them, verbally and physically, as in licks. However, Ravi said Annan reached the sky before him. While in Laramie, this is our next story. While in Laramie, when they're setting out on their adventure again, they will get 3 pieces of foil paper, and they will put salt and pepper in one, condensed milk in one, and Milo and powder milk. So when they reach in the bush and they climb up the tree, if they get a fruit, well, you know they will eat it with the salt and pepper. And if they may get nothing, well, they will lick the condensed milk and lick the Milo and the powder milk. And that would have been, I guess, the lunch or something in the bushes. And Ravi said they always making rubber band slinging shot and wrapping it around their head and walking all over the place. Well, I'll give you one more down memory lane. So there was a time Ravi and Annan was fighting, and Ravi beat up Annan and busted him up. Annan tell Ravi he go in and tell Daddy. So Ravi know Lynn's coming. So Ravi know began twisting up his face and twisting up his body and stretching out his arms and roaring and thing and telling, and then he did something like he came back to his senses. So Ravi said, "What happened?" He said, "I was a vampire." I didn't know what happened. But anyway, Annan say a lie. I'm still going to tell that. I want to get this. In the bitter moments and struggles in life, they made wonderful memories together. Ravi loved Annan so much. There's no words to describe it, and he will always love him. For the past couple of years, Annan isolated himself from us. However, Lord Krishna saw this and made the arrangement to take him out of this material world. Not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of Lord Krishna. And how Annan left this world was indeed very sad. And he had us thinking, like why or how this has happened. His passing made a statement far and wide, but for us who know him personally and was part of his life, should take a lesson from his life that we should always have empathy and compassion for everyone, because you never know what they have experienced in life or what they are going through. Annan, if we have disappointed you in any way, please forgive us, for we are all imperfect souls. Our sincerest prayer at the lotus feet of their Lordship, Lord Jagannath, Baladev Subhadra, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Shri Nitai Gaurachandra, and Lord Nishimali, to bless your soul, to become their eternal servant, and dwell in their pure love forever. Thank you very, very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, indeed, for taking us a bit down memory lane and reminiscing the good times that Ravi and his brother would have spent together. So at this point in time, we would like to close off. We've come to the end of the ceremony and so on. But we would like to invite everyone, those of you who have not viewed the body and wish to do so, you can do this at this time. And while that is happening, we will continue with Kirtan. So again, thank you all very much for coming to say your final goodbye and for giving support to the family members. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedule to spend these few hours here with us. So again, we invite you to please, if you have not yet done so, you can come and view the body, and we will have Kirtan as this is happening, and then we will close. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama